Hello, hello. Thank you very much for joining us today. I am going to wait just for a short time before we start with our today webinar, which calls How to Create a Killer LinkedIn Profile for Lawyers and Legal Professionals. I thank you all for coming in. I'm just looking at the attendees. There are so many people coming through. Rajana, Aman, Ashish, Divya, Elena is here, Gomati, Daman, Preeti, Dorte, Divrat is here as well, Leslie, Navros. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. I'm sure there will be some more people joining us very, very soon. I'm really happy that we can be here together today, and I believe I will have some time to explain, what it is, why is LinkedIn important for all the legal professionals, for lawyers. And before we start, I would like to read because today we are doing it together with the DLP group, which is Dubai Legal Professionals. And I would like to just read a message from Ryan, who is the organizer of this webinar. And he's saying, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar on how to make a killer LinkedIn profile. I extend a warm welcome to all the Dubai Legal Professionals group members. I hope you enjoy this session. We'll be talking about LinkedIn tricks and tips for legal professionals. Welcome to all the guest attendees. Thank you for making it for this insightful webinar. His name is Ryan Mendonca. He is the founder of Dubai Legal Professionals, which is UAE LinkedIn group, and they are very active on that platform. So if you're not part of that platform, please join them. And they share industry news and insights to professionals and law students alike in UAE. DLP Group has over 800 members on LinkedIn, made up of legal professionals from in-house and private practice with various backgrounds and experience levels ranging from law students to lawyers with 30 years of experience. So I think if you want to join this group, it's really good, especially for all of you who want to use really LinkedIn in your practices. So I hope we're getting in and we're getting settled. We still have many people coming in through and joining us. Sharon is here. Hi, daughter. Ahmed. Rohit is here as well. Thank you very much for coming, guys. And yeah, just maybe just a minute, and we're gonna start our webinar. Yeah. So I think we are fine. We are okay at this moment. There are some more people will be coming in and joining us in the meantime. So thank you very much again, all of you, for coming for this webinar, which is called How to Create a Killer LinkedIn Profile for Lawyers and Legal Professionals. My name is probably you know me, but for those who don't, my name is Vit Kodusek. I am actually a video marketing expert and LinkedIn coach as well. You can find me on this this address here on the LinkedIn. Obviously, where else, right? So you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn, and I'll be more than happy to get in touch with you there. So we're talking about LinkedIn and why is it important? Obviously, because LinkedIn gives us some opportunities to get us a credibility, it drives some referrals and attracts new business contacts. And there are like a few steps to LinkedIn, especially from the business perspective. So first, and today we're going to talk about mostly about the profile. Why is it important to have it, and why is it important to actually have it done properly? I will touch upon just slightly about how to engage, how to connect, and also how to post on LinkedIn. I will go through it fairly quickly because I want you to actually get look and feel of the presentation and then have your questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free and send them to the chat. I will be able to answer them at the end of the presentation. So today's presentation is, as I mentioned already, how to create a killer LinkedIn profile for lawyers and legal professionals. We always start with the LinkedIn profile from the first impression. And the first impression is, of course, with your profile headshot. So some kind of like some thumbnail, like you can see down on the screen, seeing me there. So why is it important? Because profiles with the professional headshots, and you wouldn't believe that so many people out there, they don't have any professional headshots, receive 14 times more views, 9 times more connection requests, and 36 times more messages. So if you want to be seen out there, if you want to be out there, definitely that's something which you need to consider. Obviously, there are so many mistakes and so many bad examples out there, and I picked up just few of those. Really, if you're a party animal, if you love your wedding and or you're happy parents, you adventurer or sportsman, or you like little dark side of the pictures, please do not post them on LinkedIn, especially not for legal professionals and lawyers. This is really not a Facebook. LinkedIn is a business platform. I'm not saying boring platform. I'm saying it's a business platform where you need to present yourself in a business manner. So definitely not these pictures. These are absolutely no for LinkedIn. This is what your profile photo could look like. I'm not saying these are perfect. Honestly speaking, I really try to pick some photos which would actually be kind of usable, but so these are those, but just have a look at them. So obviously it needs to be passport format. It should be in appropriate dress. I would prefer always just a single color background, usually white. None of them actually they have it. And then you should look in the camera and always smile. I think that's the very important part of any profile photo. These 5 or 6 5 different aspects. So having a passport format, not any close or any further back or anything like this. This doesn't work. It should be an appropriate dress, especially for you as a lawyers and legal professionals. Try to use like really a single color background, and white would really work for me, with a big bright smile and looking in the camera. That's, I think, is very, very important. So if you don't believe me and you want to try out some kind of like AI technology, there is a very nice site which called snapper.co, and this is a free AI analysis of your LinkedIn profile photo. So you can actually log into this website with your LinkedIn profile, and this website will scan your profile picture and will give you some suggestions, and it's absolutely free, so you can check it out. There is another one which I use as well, where you can actually give also some of your reviews to some other people, which called photofeeler.com. It's also free, and this checking the likability of your profile photos. 2 very interesting tools. You can try them out. You'll see what AI engine will tell you about your profile photo. So we are still talking about the first impression on LinkedIn. So that's the profile photo, right? Second thing, which is most visible, is the LinkedIn headline. What I mean by LinkedIn headline is that this is really the most visible part of your LinkedIn profile. And this is one of the major factors also in the LinkedIn search algorithm. So we need to pay a close attention to that. What it is, it's basically the line below your name, which tells usually who you are, what you do. But there are different ways how you can create this headline. One, there are actually 4 types. I consider to be 4 types. One is an expert headline. Second is customer-facing headline. Third is a mission headline, and 4th is entertaining headline. Well, for the lawyers and legal professionals, I always suggest really look at customer-facing headline, and I'll give you examples of all of those. So if we talk about expert headline, is usually for the government officials, maybe some people who like to brag a little bit about themselves, like an ego, headline, something like that. So LinkedIn top voice, award-winning marketer. so on and so forth. Is it really engaging for the clients? Well, I leave it up to you. I'm not really a big fan of this, but I understand that some people they want to use this kind of headline. What I like customer-facing headline. Why? Because it talks directly to your clients, to your target audience. So we always start with the words like I help or helping, enabling, driving, all these kind of words, and then use actually who is your target audience to do what. I will give you also mission headline example. So for example, this is Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Headline, we are building a new reality for our people, new future for our children, and new model of development. So that's very mission-driven headline, right? Or our mission is to power the food economy by revolutionizing the way people can access food. Again, mission-driven headline. And last one, but not the least, it's a bit more entertaining headline. I don't think I need to read it. Just read it for yourself. But these are real headlines. I didn't make it up. These are real headlines which you can find on LinkedIn. Well, I don't think it would work for lawyers, right? So what are the common mistakes which I've seen in the headlines or making the headlines? Usually people are using this cliche words like a proactive, dedicated, hardworking, all these kind of things. Who cares, really? Also, do not use any industry jargon, and definitely not any TLA, which means three-letter abbreviations, because if people do not understand who you are and what you do, well, probably you're not that attractive as a profile, right? So just be mindful of that. So I pick up a few lines which I found on the LinkedIn and which I found actually quite interesting. So have a look. This is one of the example. An international lawyer helping clients for complex corporate and financial service cases. So I think it's very clear what this particular person does, and he's definitely client-facing or customer-centric, right? Another headline was commercial litigation lawyer helping businesses and individuals to resolve and avoid disputes. So again, very, very clear that who are the clients and what he does or she does. I'm not really sure if it was him or her. Senior lawyer helping financial services organizations do good things with money. Again, quite interesting, customer-centric headline for legal. Trial lawyer helping those injured by others seek justice. Interesting, right? Those are just some examples which I would like to give you. So you and those are again real examples from LinkedIn of other lawyers who are out there. GDPR lawyer helping my clients to have peace of mind. Interesting, right? So these are the examples which definitely should not appear on your profile. So this is the one on the top. I was talking about the TLA, right? Three-letter abbreviations, which you don't really make out what the guy does, right? Like a IoT, Internet of Things, probably, and ICTS still you can, but ELVDS. I mean, if you're not a professional in that particular field, you probably don't know what he or she does. And the one below, it's again, as you can see, it's a real profile which is out there, and this person is going around and trying to connect with other people. I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody will or can connect with that kind of person. So those were the mistakes, right? So again, I'm coming back to first impression, profile photo, important thing, headline, very important thing, and third is LinkedIn banner. Again, LinkedIn banner is that premium place above your profile photo, as you can see. And many times, especially in the legal professions, I see that people are leaving it absolutely empty, only with this blue, default background. And I don't understand why, because it's such a premium space, such a premium place that people can definitely use it for their brands, right? I don't know why. What's something like this, honestly, nobody would probably connect with people like that, with avatar, with a cat, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, that's perhaps just me. So again, here are some examples of really good use of that premium space. These are the lawyers, and again, as I mentioned, helping those. I'm actually mentioned this this headline in the example, and I think it's nice. It could be even better if there will be a small logo of the company, Robbins Kaplan LLP. I think it would be very nice. It would look better. But yeah, I mean, why not? It's okay. Definitely fine. This one, very nice, very entertaining, engaging. Again, if you would add just the logo of that company, I think it would be absolutely fantastic. This is again another good example of using that space for some engaging photo. Again, I would just suggest to add the logo of the company. This guy is a sports lawyer helping teams and athletes in Venezuela. Again, right from the picture, you can see that something sports related. Again, my only thing would be just add there the logo, and it would be a corporate background. Same here, use of that. And yeah, this one was quite interesting. I was talking about GDPR lawyer. Again, from the picture, we can immediately say what she does or where does she come from that perspective. These are the specs of the LinkedIn banner which you can use. I'm not really sure about the recommended. This is really from the LinkedIn recommended size. I think the 768 pixels is actually not that big. It's a little smaller, but you need to figure out that. If you want to use that space and you don't know where to go, and you maybe you don't have any graphic designer, canva.com, absolutely fantastic. If you don't know Canva, please go there, check it out. This is absolutely fantastic, free graphic design platform. It's paid as well. But many things you can do in Canva free. It's really fantastic platform. And honestly speaking, I'm trying to find something similar, some alternative to Canva. I could find only visme.com, which is slightly different thing, but still many good free features there. But yeah, Canva definitely number one for any graphics and any graphic things, social media things. So first impression, that's it. Profile photo, headline, your LinkedIn banner. Now we're coming to another important part, which is LinkedIn summary. And again, I was stunned, honestly, when I was going through LinkedIn profiles and checking out the different profiles of lawyers. Honestly speaking, many of people, especially in the legal professions, they don't actually use that very much, and I don't really understand why. Many times people think that the about summary, as we call it, is your CV, but actually not. It's not. It is your story. And you should tell your story from the perspective of your client. So what are you actually offering to your client? And I think that's really important always to have in mind that we want to be customer-centric, client-facing, as we call it, right? So even in this LinkedIn summary, please be mindful of that and have it customer-centric, from talk about yourself from the customer's perspective. I know it's maybe sound a little bit confusing, but I hope you get it. So if you want to create a winning summary, about summary, you need to be definitely personable. Please do not write it in a third person, like a he is or she is. No, it's about you. It's you talking about yourself. So share it, your story in a first person. Be customer centric, as I mentioned, and don't forget to add actually call to action. Many times people are not having any contact details. I mean, I understand maybe some of you don't want to do that, but still, I think it's if you want to reach out to your clients and to your customers, and you want to attract them to connect with you, I think it should really you should really include some your email address, perhaps maybe your phone number, maybe your website, whatever it is, So that's important. If you're writing this LinkedIn summary, and that's not something which comes easily, and I'm rewriting this maybe on a monthly basis, always adding something or you know, kind of like a fiddling with it. So LinkedIn Summary is really a live organism which you have to think about. And definitely you need to start with a very important first sentence, because that first sentence counts, right? You can always need to include some keywords. And I don't mean include keywords like hashtags and below. You can do that as well, but the keywords which you identify yourself with in your legal professions, maybe you should slip them inside the text, but as a part of your story. Definitely do not use any jargon, because if people read it and they don't understand who you actually are, then again, there's a bit of a disconnect. Write as you speak. I always like to really write these summaries as you know, as you would talking to somebody. You should think about if it's a long text, because you can use actually quite long text there. Use paragraphs, so it looks like a spacious. That you use some spaces, maybe even some icons and graphic elements. You know, so the whole text doesn't look heavy, but it's like easy to read. And as I mentioned already, definitely use and add the contact details. So this is one of the very few actually which I could find. Legal, or I think it's a lawyer who wrote this about summary, and as you can see, he was using some bullet points, which is nice. He didn't actually added any contact details or anything, but actually he slipped in some keywords. There are some bullet points and used paragraphs. So something like this would be quite okay, I would say. Yeah. So that was about summary. Now we go to another part of our LinkedIn profile, and that is called LinkedIn Featured. Those are actually documents, videos, photos, and all other things which you can add. It used to be part of about summary. Now LinkedIn actually, about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, they created this new LinkedIn Featured section. So you can actually upload your documents, some of your PowerPoint presentations, and all these different things. Yeah, as you can see, you can give that some photos, blog posts, and articles. So again, it gives a bit better experience with you, what you do, you know, what kind of projects you were working on, so on and so forth. Your experience is another important part, especially for all the people out there in the legal professions, because it needs to give a very thorough information about where you were employed, or where were you part of, which firm you're part of. So 91% of employers prefer the candidates to have work experience, obviously. 65% want relevant work experience, and 68% of LinkedIn members use the platform to reconnect with past business associates. So actually that's also gives you some hints why it is important to have actually really good experience there. This is another part which actually you can so you should it's actually, sorry, there's a mistake. It's not a volunteer experience, it's a experience, right? So you can always put there your company, where you work, what are you actually working, what kind of projects you were working on, what issues and you were tackling, all these kind of things. It's actually quite important, and you can show what you have done because you know, you don't have to say to the people, so they can actually go there and read. Your experience, of course, it should be more about your current company. You should include more about that. And if you have this, the whole experience a little bit, you know, as we say, skimpy or incomplete, well, it's kind of like some may ask you, you know, so, okay, so you're saying that you were working from 2012 to 2015, and now you have from 2018. So where are the 3 years? What have you done in the 3 years? So just be mindful that you need to actually have this complete, right? Education and trainings, again, a very important part, especially for lawyers and legal legal professions, because they will list all the highest academic levels which you accomplished. Of course, you can always include some activities which you participated while you were while you were in school, and share the location of your school, because many times people are looking for the alumni. So I think it's important to put it there. Licenses and certifications, I think that's quite self-explanatory, that it's really good to have it there, because then, you know, it gives certain credibility to your profile and to your person as such. And of course, you know, it highlights your professional development, you know, to add any relevant licenses, and you can actually actively seek for those certifications. Yeah. Another part of the profile, and we're talking about the whole profile, and we're going, you know, section by section, is skills and endorsements. You can actually have a few skills there. This is actually taken from my profile, so you can see LinkedIn training, video, and video marketing. And people actually who are my first connection, first level connection, they can go there and they can actually click on the plus sign, where they can endorse me for those skills. There are always 3 on the top, which you can choose. So you can choose which one should be there. You can add new skills if you want to, but usually what is the you know, common practice is usually when people go to your profile, they'll click on the first 3. They will not go to show more and click on more of those. So be mindful of which one you want to highlight as your top 3 skills. They're also important in the searches. So you should have there at least 5 relevant to your business. They should be, of course, optimized for the keywords, and there are opportunities obviously for endorsements, as I mentioned. There are 10 important skills for lawyers, which I would really think that you could look into if that's something what would fit into your profile. So one is management. Actually, 53% of the lawyers, they're using this in their profile. Litigation, corporate law, legal writing, mergers and acquisition, legal research, commercial litigation, corporate governance, intellectual property, and contract negotiation. So those are probably 10 the most important. So if you want to use all of those 10, fine, it's okay, it's no problem. You can have, but please do not use something like this. This is like a little too much. Too many skills, too many things, and yeah. So please don't overdo it. Yeah. So maybe this 10 will be okay. All right. So another part of our LinkedIn profile is recommendations. Why is it important? Yeah. Well, recommendations. Okay. So this is the part where you can actually give and receive recommendation. So those are the reviews, basically. Of course, they are attention-grabbing feature. They demonstrate your valuable traits, and somebody else is talking about you, about experience with you, what you've done for them. So I think it's very, very important that you are actively seeking to ask and give recommendations. Those are really important parts. They will not appear on your post, on your feed. But what you can do, and I do it quite often, I just take a snapshot of this with your phone, or maybe with the screen with the screenshot, and just place them afterwards, place them as a post. Because if somebody really gives a heartwarming thank you for your services, I think that's really nice thing to be posted. So that's one of the things which you can definitely post. Accomplishments and accolades, of course, important. There are, so you can use what languages, what kind of organizations you are part of, what kind of projects you were part of. Perhaps you're author of some books, so you can put some publications there as well. So there are many other things as well, different honors and awards, test scores, courses which you undertook, and all these kind of things. So these things you can list in the accomplishment section. And last but not the least is interest. Again, it's interesting to be part of some groups. Honestly speaking, I'm not really that active in groups on LinkedIn, but I know that DLP is one of the very active groups here in Dubai. So I think that's kind of interesting to be part of that. You can, of course, follow some influencers, you know, like Bill Gates, maybe Gary Vaynerchuk, or you know, Richard Branson, whoever it is. You can follow some companies as well. So that's just basically connecting with these people on a more personal level, and then you can always check if somebody, for example, you or both of you follow Bill Gates, so it's maybe a conversation starter for you to get in touch with that particular person. Why is it important to have a complete profile? Again, because users with complete profile are 40 times more likely to receive new opportunities. A complete profile will appear in LinkedIn searches, and only 51% of LinkedIn users have actually 100% completed the profiles. So you can stand out, right? So it's important to actually have really well written and well completed a LinkedIn profile, because then, as you can see here, the LinkedIn will give you that all-star badge, as I have, for example, here on my profile. So your dashboard will appear only to you on your profile, so you can check it out if you have a beginner, intermediate, or all-star. And this is the all-star rating checklist you need to have on your profile: industry and location, minimum of 3 skills, your profile photo, 50+ connections, current position with description, 2 past positions, and education. So if you fulfill these, you should be able to get the all-star badge. It's not you know, life and death situation, definitely not, but it's really important to complete your profile, because you will stand out. So I was talking about the LinkedIn search algorithm, or how LinkedIn searches for certain people. So of course, it's always about how complete your profile is, of course, how many connections you have in common, for example, other connections by degree, the first, second, and third, and then if you're part of the same groups with that particular person. Yeah. So what I would like to ask you from if you're gonna leave this seminar, I would like to ask you to do a few things. First, complete your profile to all-star, upload your professional headshots, definitely. Create your customer-centric headline. I would really suggest customer-centric. Revise your about summary, look at it and write it in a first person, your story. Very, very interesting and engaging for your clients and customers. And upload some videos, photos, to your featured section, so then people will know a little bit more about you. So that was the first thing, and basically, you know, I ran through the LinkedIn profile, and now I would like to talk just very slightly about some other parts of which are very important. First and foremost is about LinkedIn profile. Why we're talking about LinkedIn profile is because that's a basis. If you start engaging with people and sending them to your LinkedIn profile, and your LinkedIn profile is not complete, it's not really engaging and all that, people will actually, the conversion is much lower. So really, you first need to create that killer, as I said, killer LinkedIn profile before you actually start engaging, posting, and connecting with other people. So please be mindful of that. That, you know, first and foremost, you need to start from this LinkedIn profile. Second thing, what you can do, and what I normally talk in other sections and other seminars, is about LinkedIn engagement. So of course, how to search for the target audience, how that you need to afterwards, you need to visit the profile, you need to engage with the post and give certain endorsements. So that's how you're gonna engage with the audience. How to connect with people, it's also important part. There are many tips which I normally give, like for example, talking about how to download the list of your connections, how to find warm prospects, how to ask for referrals, you know, how to use Boolean search to search really deeply and you know, have a really narrow focus of your searches. You can create even follow-up messages and follow-up message sequence. You can use very different things which are there. So for example, people also view feature, that's another one. You can also hide your competitors from your LinkedIn profile. And there are also some mobile hacks which I could be used, which you can use personalized connection request and find nearby feature, which is when you switch on your Bluetooth. So those are other parts of the engagement and connections. Of course, the last part would be about LinkedIn posts: what to post, why to post, and how often to post. So these other three parts, which I just really briefly run through, that's like I covered this in another one-day, full-day seminar, because there are so many tactics, so many strategies, and I understand that you probably would like to know that. But really, first, I wanted to give this this session about how to create a profile, because if we start from the connecting or from engaging, and our profile is not done properly, then we are losing the chance of really getting the good leads to our business. So, question is LinkedIn for lawyers? Well, I don't know, you can answer that question for yourself, but honestly, I think it is. It is because it creates a lot of visibility. That visibility, it turns into credibility. People will trust you more if they will see you more, if you will share the right post, if you will engage with them in the right manner. You can create a thought leadership, which is very, very important. Of course, at the end of the day, LinkedIn is about business relationships, so it generates leads. And me personally, I generate approximately 75 to 80% of leads for my business from LinkedIn. So I run video marketing company. So that's really working for us, and I'm sharing these tactics and strategies in standalone seminars and webinars. What I find very interesting, and I think always we kind of think about ROI, right? Like if we are business owners, as a majority of us are, we're always thinking, how to calculate an ROI of LinkedIn, for example. So us being on LinkedIn, is it possible to actually create come up with the ROI equation? And actually, yeah, we came up with this. It looks a bit weird, but I hope you will get it, right? So R is the ROI, obviously. C is the number of connections per month. CR is a conversion ratio. CC is a client's conversion, and LTV is lifetime value. So let me give you this kind of interesting example. Imagine that you have 300 connections in a month, which is actually, I normally get approximately double of that. So approximately 600 connections a month. Yeah. Out of the 300 connections, and you can be very, very specific and very, very focused, but let's just take a little bit back foot approach, and let's just assume that only 30% of those connections will actually be your potential clients. Out of this 30%, and again, we're in a very conservative numbers, only 15% of those people will actually convert and become your clients. If your lifetime value of that particular client is 30,000 dirhams, do you know what's the ROI of that activity? Okay, 405,000 dirhams. Interesting, right? Okay, I don't hear you. I normally whenever I give this, then some people say, oh, but okay, let me address your but. So let's say that we don't have 300 connections in a month. Okay, fine. So you're starting on LinkedIn, your 100 connections, in a month. Very, very decent number. Very low number, to be honest. Still, 30% of those people will be your potential clients. Again, this is a very conservative number. Out of the 30%, only 15% will actually convert and become your clients. If your lifetime value of the client is 20,000 dirhams, do you know what's the ROI of that activity? 90,000 dirhams. I think still not bad, right? It's quite decent. So this is how you can actually calculate what is the ROI of these activities which you do on LinkedIn. And I think it's very interesting. What I have for you is a special offer. I want to give you a 30-minute free audit, LinkedIn audit, where you will learn how to attract your ideal prospects, how to create an engaging headline, how to create a business-like banners, and what you must include in your about summary. It's a part of my Be LinkedIn Smart program, which I'm running, and I'm helping business owners to actually get better on LinkedIn and get really business, you know, the leads and drive some traffic drive some business out of LinkedIn. So basically that's it. This is my LinkedIn profile. Please connect with me if you want to use this 30 minutes of a free LinkedIn audit. You can get it in touch with me on my email as well. And I hope I will see some questions from you. And yeah. So there are some questions which obviously just wanted to thank you once again for you being here with us. This seminar is recorded, so you will have a chance to actually go back to it and watch it again if you like to. And I will get to the questions now. So can we get a link to this afterward? Yeah, okay, so that's the question for Peter. Yes, definitely. Any advice for those who are currently running more than one company? Like I'm founder and for running 3 companies at the moment and the managing partner of 2. Any special tips? Well, you know, like I'm not really sure if it's relevant for running 3 companies or 1. I think it's important that you need to build your personal profile on LinkedIn, and then you can have a company pages for all the companies which you're part of, or you're managing those companies. So you can actually run a separate pages for your companies and build your while building your personal profile. I think that's important. And yeah. So that's I hope I answer that. What would be a good premium plan to pick for business or sales? Well, that's a very good question. You know, so as you know, there are some different plans on the LinkedIn, and it depends. So if you're actually running searches on the LinkedIn and you're getting this notification that you're actually running out of the searches, because usually LinkedIn gives you on the free only a certain amount of searches. I think it's about 100. So in that case, you are actually getting to the point where you really need to think about paying for LinkedIn. And again, I like to use Sales Navigator. I use Sales Navigator all the time. It's absolutely fantastic platform where you can search really deeply, and that's another part of what I normally teach people on a one-to-one basis. You know, how to search for the right clients. You know, how to actually engage with those people. And I'm a big believer in, or happy user, not big believer, happy user of LinkedIn. Sales Navigator. So yes, I definitely advise that. It's not really costly. I think it's if I'm not mistaken, it's about like $100, something like this a month. It's worth it, definitely. Yeah. Thank you, Rashid. Thank you for valuable information. Thank you, Ahmed, as well. Drishti is asking if you can share the ROI screen once more. Just a second. I will do that. So let me just get back. I hope I can. So yeah, so this one is the formula which calculates the ROI of your activities. Do you also review CV or resume or just LinkedIn? I actually, honestly speaking, I'm not an expert in CVs and resumes. I do have some of my personal opinions about them, but I'm not an expert. I actually have a friend. Her name is Trisha Chapman. She's a great in that. We were running one workshop with her just not long time ago. So if you want, Peter, I definitely can pass your contact details with her. I do really just about summary on the LinkedIn, but if you're talking about proper CV and proper resume, that's really not my cup of tea. I hope I'm answering your question. Any other questions? Anything else? One slide before Drishti is asking. I'm not really sure which one you want. You want this one? I hope this is it. Gomati was here as well. Thank you very much. Guys, I hope it was clear. Let me know if you had any other specific questions. Again, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to get in touch with you on LinkedIn. And if you want to, I run the specific one-to-one sessions where I teach people, how to drive business from LinkedIn. That's of course not that's not free. I'm using my time and my expertise. But on the other hand, if you want, I will happily actually look at your profile. 30 minutes, free session, no question asked. If we don't see each other afterwards, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I hope it was useful. It was valuable. I hope you learned something. Yeah, I think that's pretty much concludes my webinar. If you don't have any other question, thank you very much, Sharon, for being here. Ranjana, thank you very much as well. Roshan, thank you. Dorothy, thank you very much. Drishti, I hope you could make out something out of this. The ROI thing, and yeah. That's pretty much it from me. If you don't have any more questions, I will probably just wrap it up. Thank you again. Thank you, DLP. Please go and connect with DLP on LinkedIn. They are a great group of lawyers and legal professionals. So please get in touch with them. Peter, thank you very much. Devrat, thank you for being here as well. And so I will look forward to connect with you on LinkedIn. Thank you and take care.